Coming up on Anna Griffin Creates, I surprise HSN host Shannon Smith with the perfect custom gift that she can use both on air and off.
Where's the box of Kleenex? Does anybody have like Kleenex on the set?
Plus, lots of great products, all available on hsn.com. There's something quite special about sharing this passion. Friendships are born, and great things just happen. When you combine crafting with a community who have hearts of gold, sharing their unique talents, generosity unfolds. I come from a long line of artists, so both sides of the family, right? So everyone has a degree in art, except my dad had a degree in engineering. Everything that we did was some sort of make-it-yourself, do-it-yourself project. There was one day, my dad was helping me hang a chandelier in a new apartment that I had, and gosh, he moved me at least 15 times. But we're hanging the chandelier, and he says to me, he goes, "You bought this at the flea market. You would never know. You can turn someone's trash into your treasure." And I think that's where all of my crafting skills began. We make lots of projects to show on HSN, and a lot of times I'll make things for people in my family, and I love the apron that I made for my dad. The first one has his monogram on it, but the second one is for Papa Fix-It. He really can fix anything and has helped me throughout my life do some amazing projects. Oh, I love Shannon Smith. She is one of the funniest HSN hosts, and when I think of her, especially when she crafts with me, she calls me a rock star, but she's the rock star. Shannon is always well-dressed. She's so put together. She loves to cook, and I'm gonna create a personalized apron just for her. Everything that I do is about the past, bringing the old new again, and so much of what I love to work with is an heirloom. When I was thinking about making an apron for Shannon, one of those recipes that I love to make is my grandmother's eggnog, and I have her apron that she wore every Christmas morning to make it. Having my grandmother's apron and making her eggnog, it's a very special time. I've decided to do an apron that matches her hair with a custom monogram, and then I am gonna do another apron that's just going to be a call to action, if you will. I've done lots of aprons, especially for our HSN appearances. It's like a suit of armor when you put it on. It's going to give you just a little bit of a barrier between you and your craft. When it comes to personalization, the first thing I turn to is the Cricut Joy. I've been a designer for almost 30 years, and typography is one of my passions. And a beautiful font is really the difference between something that looks great and something that looks professional. So choosing the font for Shannon, you know, she has such a fun personality. I looked through like 400 different fonts that Cricut offers us to create her apron. What I chose for Shannon was a really strong letter for one of the aprons so that it's bold and great, you know, for her. And then I did a really beautiful, delicate script. I'm excited to go make Shannon this apron. Okay, I'm in the studio. I'm ready to get started on my special gift for Shannon. To create a custom monogram for the apron, I'm using a variety of tools from Cricut. I'm starting out with my Cricut Joy that cuts all kinds of amazing things. I'm using my iPad to drive the machine. I'm going to have some iron-on material, a weeder, my Bright Pad Go, and the EasyPress 2. What's so fun about using the Cricut Joy, not only is it the smallest machine that Cricut makes, it does fit in the palm of your hand. And you can create just about anywhere that there's an outlet and one of your devices, like the phone or your iPad or even your computer. I'm using my iPad to create my custom monogram. And this is Design Space, which is the free software that runs all of the Cricut machines. Now, I'll start a new project for Miss Shannon, and I'll go to a canvas, and I'll type text, and just look, there are so many fonts to choose from in Design Space. We can search fonts, like the one I want to use for Shannon is called Soiree Lettering. This is one of the Anna Griffin fonts in Design Space. When you choose the font and then type what you want it to say, it automatically typesets the design. Now I can scale the design and work with the letter spacing. I can create a custom look with this, and just to make sure that the size of your monogram that you want to use is sized appropriately in this box. I've designed quite a few different things for Shannon because I want to have some options before I create the apron, because I want the gift to be just that much more perfect. Now, I'm going to cut heat transfer vinyl material. It's basically called iron-on, and I'm gonna do that with the Cricut Joy. So the first thing we're going to do is, if you'll see here, we have our option of the monogram, and we wanna mirror the cut. That means we flip the design so that when we iron it on, it is right reading. I press go, and it's going to talk to the machine. I'm using a smart material, which is so unique, it doesn't require a mat. And I have to choose Smart Iron-On in Design Space so that it knows exactly what to do. Things to do while you're waiting for your Cricut Joy to cut. You plan your next cut, you plan your next material, you decide maybe you could surprise Shannon with an extra cut that she doesn't see until she puts the apron on. I think personalization and monograms are things that give us a sense of accomplishment. It's like, oh, that's mine. You know, when you see it, you see your initials, you see your name on something. Our logo for my company is an antique cipher, and a cipher is an engraving of initials. Some of the first monograms ever made are beautiful copperplate engravings of curly-cued flourished letters. Crafting is such a trial and error. When you're choosing fonts, they might look great on screen, or they might look great when you're cutting them with the Cricut Joy, but when you transfer it to your project, those really thin serif lines and the eyes and the descenders of the letters, they have to be just wide enough so that they apply properly. Once you've finished your cutting, you'll weed the cut. That means to take away the negative space out of the material so that we can iron on just the part that we want to. I'm using the Cricut Bright Pad Go, which is a really neat little light box, if you will, and a weeding tool. Looks a little like a dental tool. Our material gets weeded on the light box, and we'll take the weeding tool and start to remove the excess material from the backer. Now, you want to peel this away very carefully, revealing the cut on the plastic backer. I love this color for Shannon. To me, you know, redheads should always wear rust colors, right? Reds and rusts of warm tones. So to create the monogrammed apron for her, I chose this and another color, blue, just in case she doesn't like it. We're going to use our EasyPress 2 to transfer the cut to the apron. This is the coolest machine. because what looks like a big square, it's actually a cross between an iron in your house and a professional heat press. It has a 9-inch even ceramic heating surface, and it has the temperature and the time on the top of it as well. Because I'm going to monogram the pocket of this apron, I'm using this EasyPress because it goes over the seams really well. And I need about 15 seconds to warm up this canvas. Now, the best part about this is there's a little place to put this to rest while I figure out whether or not I'm going to use the fancy S that I cut or the S period, which I kind of like because that means it's the one and only Shannon, or the fanciful soiree lettering. I think I'll use this on a different part of the apron, and I'm going to iron on the S period. Now, I can put this over the seams. I can line this up on the pocket sides. And what I'm gonna do is press the EasyPress down, press the button, and the machine's gonna count down for me. Now, as I wait for this transfer to happen, one of the things I bet you're wondering is like, is this permanent? Yes, it is. Completely washable. Isn't that fun? And so Shannon doesn't have to worry about whether she gets it dirty on TV. She can wash it. Okay. One of the things that if you're wondering, it's gonna beep as soon as it's done. If you're wondering, how did I know what temperature and what time? That's all on Cricut.com. They have an entire EasyPress heat guide that you can follow at your leisure, and you can tell it exactly what material you wanna iron on your design to. After your 30 seconds of EasyPress or more, depending on the type of material, you'll let your design cool and then carefully remove the iron-on transfer backer, and your perfect monogram is now part of the apron. I bet you didn't know that you could iron on the back of the apron as well. Here, I've created a positive affirmation for Shannon for every time she puts this apron on. One custom monogram, check. I think I'll do another before I wrap this to send to Shannon. I collect lots of antique china, okay? And most of it is floral, but there's one very special set that has a reticulated border that's all fancy edges, and that has translated into dies and die cuts. I love to make cards, and I love to receive cards too. We're making a card for Shannon from our china cabinet finishing school craft box, and that is such a neat product because it's not just a card making kit. It has tools inside for die cutting and embossing. Those tools are inspired by all the antique collections of china in this kitchen. What makes the perfect gift that much more perfect? Well, a handmade card. I'm gonna make Shannon a card from our china cabinet card making kit. Since she's always in the kitchen, doesn't that make sense? Check this out. It's so great because inside the box, there are all these beautiful things and China-inspired cards and layers and all kinds of fun embellishments and just what I need to make a card for her. I think I choose this one. That was a lot of fun, right? You too can make a personalized gift very easily with all the supplies in your craft room. Now, I have a video call scheduled with Shannon, and she has no idea that I'm sending her this gift. I can't wait to see how she reacts.
Hey, Anna, how are you?
Oh, I'm great, Shannon. It's so good to see you.
You know I love seeing you. And you know what? I am so honored. Thank you for having me part of your new show.
It's kind of like the roles are reversed a little bit. You know, you and I have worked together a long time on HSN, and given the opportunity to make something very special for you, I jumped at it.
What did I inspire you to do for me? That's the ultimate question.
Tell me a little bit about how you fell in love with cooking.
Well, you know, just like you, I am so in love with my family, and I try to keep family traditions alive. So I grew up cooking with my grandmother on her farm, and then, of course, my mom is always in the kitchen. In fact, it's hard to get her out of the kitchen. So it really was a homegrown love. And so when I think of home, when I get homesick, I make Minnesota meals. I'm like meat and potatoes, girl. I'm telling you, bring it on. Butter is a food group. It's part of that food pyramid. I'm telling you.
I totally agree. Butter is a food group. Anyway, let's just get to it. There's a little card on the top of the present. Why don't you open that first?
Okay. You know, the anticipation is killing me. This is great. Oh, Anna. Oh my gosh, even as I look at this. Oh! Okay, you know, where's the box of Kleenex? Does anybody have like Kleenex on the set? I'm serious, because I kind of call my home the kindness kitchen. I don't know if you knew that. So your kindness warms my heart. No, I'm serious about this. Oh, Shannon, kindness comes in many forms, but always from the heart. Oh my goodness, you know. Now here's what's so funny. You are a rock star. Anna knows that's what I always call you. You are the rock star. You know that. Thank you for being such a great host and friend. Love, Anna. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know that's like the gift, right? Could it get any better than that?
I made you something that, one, I want you to be able to use at HSN, but in your kindness kitchen. Why don't you open it?
Okay. Like I said, the anticipation is killing me. See, normally Santa leaves coal in my stocking because we know I'm a little bit of naughty and a little bit of nice. Okay.
Slide.
Oh, slide. See, look, I'm making it harder than it needs to be. Okay. It's so beautifully wrapped, I don't want to destroy it. Oh, and there's even lining. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to, oh! I want to make a dress out of this wrapping paper. I'm serious. I'm turning into Scarlett O'Hara with this. Look at this gorgeous thing. Oh, my Lord. Oh, and the box. Oh, I'm telling you.
There are two gifts in there. And the first one, right, you have a very fancy monogram, right?
Oh.
S, S, S. 3 S's. So I gave you S period. Right?
I love it. I am like a rock star. You know how they go by one initial and one name? I mean, seriously. Ah!
Shannon, when you get ready to go on television, and this is something you do every day, I actually have to have a conversation with myself. I have to have a call to action. So what I did was I decided to give you that little trick on the inside of your apron. What does it say?
Hello, gorgeous. Hello, gorgeous. I love that.
The S that I put on the apron, Shannon, was so that you could actually have your monogram without it saying a whole lot, it was kind of incognito. But then I did make you a second one.
You are so amazing. Oh my gosh.
Maybe this one's for home.
Oh, look at how pretty. Oh my God. Okay.
It's in your color palette. This is your wheelhouse of color.
You know it is.
The rust one is for your beautiful hair, and the blue one is for your beautiful personality. Now, what does it say on the inside?
I love that. Okay. You've got this. Okay, now that I should just get like a tattoo on my forehead that I could see in the mirror every single day, but now this is much better. Oh, you are just so thoughtful. Anna, I'm telling you, this couldn't be any better. Do you know, no one's ever done anything quite like that for me, because when I say you're my inspiration, it's really true. One of the things that I do when I go home or here at HSN, you know it's true. It's like I try to cook for the crew, I try to make meals for the crew, I try to do this. So the fact that you did something for me that is just so intimate and so perfect, that just not only inspires me, because you know I'm in that kitchen every day, I honestly don't even know how to thank you. I really don't. This is beyond, beyond, beyond. You are so amazing.
Well, Shannon, I just adore you, and I adore all that you do for others, and just one little thing that I could make that would make your experience brighter or better in any way, I'm gonna do that. So I am thrilled that you love your aprons. I love you, Shannon.
I love you too, Miss Anna. Mwah.
You can visit hsn.com right now and search Anna Griffin Creates to shop all the items I used to create Shannon's gift. On the next episode of Anna Griffin Creates, watch me make a very special gift for HSN's favorite Brit, Adam Freeman.
Can I open it?
Yes, please.
I'm nervous. Oh my gosh.